Alrighty guys, I just finished off the full set review live on stream, so decided to upload it over here on YouTube as well, so you can guys hear my thoughts about the new cards and whatnot, all of their potentials and things like that. So yeah, I think we did a bang up job. Might as well share it with you guys here as well. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you're serious about Hearthstone, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget you can find for some Hearthstone coaching, and also I would really appreciate it if you guys leave some Fury crafting deck ideas. I will be part of the Fury crafting stream tomorrow, so if you guys want to be a part of that, a part of the stream, have a chance to win a regular bundle, a couple of mega bundles and all that good stuff, do drop by the stream and check out what we're up to. But yeah, now let's get into the video and hear my thoughts about all of the new cards. Hope you enjoy.
You are not prepared!
I think it's high time for me to get acquainted with the new cards. They're already nice and out, all of them. So yeah, time to get familiar with them. Time to go over all of the cards. I will be part of the Fury crafting stream tomorrow. So not only do I need to get acquainted with them, I actually gotta figure out some decks to play with. So yeah, I will be open to suggestions, that's for sure. If you guys found something interesting, something worth exploring, the new meta breaker, one might say, do let me know, do let me know. 5 cards to go from Whizbang's workshop. I will start off with the neutral cards so we have a nice baseline, so we know what the class cards will be working with. So yeah, let's start reading up on those. Let's fire things up with the 1-mana 1/2 pirate, Treasure Distributor. After you summon a pirate, give it +1 attack. Okay, I mean, historically speaking, cards like this have always been quite decent. Like right now, this is basically an arms dealer, but for pirates instead of undeads. And arms dealer has been pretty nice. So as long as we get a good amount of good pirates to work with, this should also be a quite decent card to be having. Looking forward to see how that one pans out. But yeah, it's basically the same thing. It's an arms dealer, but for pirates. So as long as the pirates are well supported, we should be seeing a lot of the Treasure Distributor. We also have 2-mana 1/4 mech, Sing Along Buddy. Your hero power triggers twice. Okay, that should be decent. Is Tour Guide rotating? Because if Tour Guide's not rotating, this thing is going to be kind of quite nice, especially for Death Knights and whatnot. It's not a battle cry, so this thing needs to be alive. It is quite healthy, so it should be able to stick around. Obviously, it's not going to be amazing for things like Rogue, but most classes will be able to utilize this thing decently well. How's it going, Luca? So yeah, interesting card, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. For now, it's going to be something to look out for. Yeah, Raza Priest, I guess. 0-mana hero powers, that helps. So yeah, if you can get your hero power down to 0, it should be quite well. 3-mana 2/5 Rumble Enthusiast. After you play the left or rightmost card in your hand, deal 1 damage to a random enemy. Okay, so some outcast action for all classes basically. Random enemy, nothing to write home about. Well, it was a healthy girl. 3-mana 2/5 definitely is gonna be nice and sticky on the board. But I'm not sure you're gonna go out your way actually playing this card in your deck. Like, heck, even an Outcast Demon Hunter, are you really gonna pay 3 mana for an effect like this? I don't think you will. It's gonna be an okay thing to get randomly discovered, but it's not really gonna be a card you're gonna go and slap into your deck. 5-mana 1/4 Beast, Origami Frog. Rush, Battlecry, swap attack with another minion. Okay, this could be from the opponent, it could be from your stuff. It's actually quite powerful, isn't it? Giving the opponent a 1/4 instead of a 12/12, that's gonna be quite good. It's also a rush, so this is gonna be quite a good card, I feel like, especially for control decks, but not necessarily only for those. Definitely is a scary card to think about. Should be quite powerful. It's a beast, if that matters. It could. I'm not sure why right now, but it could. But yeah, this should be quite a decent card to be including, especially in Highlander decks. Should be seeing a lot of play rate, I feel. Isn't this thing giving me the cards in the order in which they are? No, why the hell are they mixed up like this? Why are they shuffled around like that? Most recent? Low to high, for fuck's sake. Most recent, my fucking ass. Anyway, let's talk about Ziliax, I guess, because he doesn't have a mana cost. But yeah, Ziliax is gonna be an absolute unit of a card. Absolute deluxe unit of a card. Very, very fun little mechanic he's gonna be having, like discovering, basically building your own cards. That is something nobody knew wanted to have in Hearthstone, but definitely we're glad that it's here. It's gonna be quite the cool card to tinker with, make it your own kind of deal. It's gonna be quite the fun experience, and I'm looking forward to seeing more cards like that. That's for sure. So yeah, pretty fun stuff. Next up, we have the Corridor Sleeper. Quite the contrast from the first card. This is something I don't want to be seeing in Hearthstone ever again. Like, shame on the devs for letting, more like shame on the monetization team for letting something this scummy leak into Hearthstone. This is not how you want to be monetizing Hearthstone, guys. This is how you alienate your player base. Definitely not a single person I've heard happy about this being a part of the pre-order, basically early access kind of deal. Thank God it was a shit card, like nobody in their right mind included this thing in their deck. But they're just testing the waters, and if they thought it's a good idea this time, they're definitely gonna start including some meta breakers in the next pre-orders and shit like that. And I, for one, am completely against things like this. Hearthstone should be free to play, pay to enjoy fully. Pay to enjoy versatility and whatnot, but not pay to actually get access to cards that nobody else has. Like, that is, leave that to Raid Shadow Legends and crap like that, guys. Like, come on, let's get real. Aside from that, the cards, I mean, I'm really not sure I saw anything significant out of this card, even for the few people that actually got to play it before it came out. It's definitely gonna need a little bit more time to see if it really shines or not. Like 1 mana after 7 minions die, I guess something like crop rotation is gonna be very easy to activate this. But still feels a little bit on the weird side. I do believe it's gonna see some play soon, after everybody gets their hands on it, but for now it definitely sounded a little bit off. 1 mana Gift Wrapped Whelp is a 2/1 dragon. Battlecry, if you're holding a dragon, give it and this minion +1/+1. So basically this is a 1 mana free 2 that also buffs your hand. It has a tribe, it has everything. Like, a very, very good card for anything dragon oriented. So as long as it has good support for more dragon action, it should be quite the powerful turn 1 play. Like, we got used to seeing turn 1 2/2s with positive effect. Now it's time to get did I say 2 mana? I meant 1 mana 2/2s. So now we're gonna start seeing 1 mana free 2s with also positive effect. So yeah, the power creep is real. We also have 1 mana 1/1 Scarab, Keychain, Beast, Battlecry, discover a 2-cost card. Not the worst card in the world. It's probably gonna be okay-ish in Highlander decks. But it's really not doing all that much in today's day and age. Nice value and whatnot, but looks like an arena card to me, if I gotta be honest. I don't think anybody's gonna go out of their way to include this into their deck and feel good about it. So yeah, not really something we're gonna be seeing too much of in standard. We also have 1 mana Tar Slime, which is a taunt and has +2 attacks during your opponent's turn. It's an elemental. And it's basically a 2/3 during the opponent's turn, so it's a nice control-y card, a lot like Tar Creeper. That used to be a pretty fun card to have. And nowadays, this sitting at 1 mana sounds like a cool card to have, honestly, for control decks. I mean, not only, like, elemental decks are gonna have fun with it. And who knows, maybe even all sorts of decks can utilize this. In the end of the day, 1 mana 2/3 that can protect your other idiots. Sounds like not a bad idea. But yeah, it's probably going to be a control Highlander elemental kind of cards. How's it going, Malf? Welcome, welcome. Okay, there's that pirate we talked about. There's that bot we talked about. We also have a 3 mana 0/2 Bucket of Soldiers. Death Rattle, summon 5 1/1 soldiers with random bonus effects. So yeah, the bonus effects are the usual suspects: Divine Shield, Taunt, Rush, Wind Fury, Stealth, Poisonous, Lifesteal, and Reborn. It's an interesting card. definitely sounds like something Pallies are gonna be utilizing. Like Pallies love them some sticky minions, and this one is gonna be one of the stickier guys. Like if you get some reborn, some stealths, gonna be very hard for the opponent to actually control you. So this would be a very nice way of Pally actually sticking a minion so they can slap you with the big boy damage with Fury and whatnot. Thank God the +4/+4 is leading standard. But we're still gonna be seeing some Wind Fury buff action, so should be seeing play here and there. God damn you, Tooth. Next up we have a 3-mana 2/4 Naga, Card Grader. Battle Cry, if you've cast a spell while holding this, discover a card from your deck. Basically Spell Burst? No, Spell Burst was on the board, never mind. But this is a pretty nice card. Definitely is gonna help you fish out those important cards and discover the card, not a copy of the card, so you're actually fishing it out. Should be quite nice, especially for decks that are looking for that exact lethal out. Like Rainbow Death Knight should be happy to use this. Basically, anybody who's looking for specific cards early on, you know, like should be helping you stitch together your game plan nice and quick. So should be a good card, like decently statted, low mana, and a Naga. Should be seeing good amounts of play. We have the 3-mana 3/2 Clearance Promoter. Death Rattle, reduce the cost of 2 spells in your hand by 1. Okay, combo decks are gonna have some nice potential with this one. You can discount your cards down to 0 this way, like it doesn't specify you can't, so discounting down to 0 has been problematic historically speaking. Should be another decent card to be including in decks here and there. We can definitely see some good potential here. 3-mana 3/4 Cosplay Contestant. After your opponent plays a minion, transform into a 3/4 copy of it. That's kind of trash, isn't it? Like, it all comes down to the opponent doing some crap, so I don't know. 3-mana 3/4 do nothing, basically. Kind of stalls your opponent to play that exact minion they might want to play, but that's not really something you're going to want to put in your deck, is it? Like, I'm not seeing the potential here much. You can randomly generate it and feel okay about it, like a lot like that 0/6 or whatever the hell it was, the painting that turned into the copy of the first minion that died, but it all comes down to the opponent controlling what's going to happen with this card, so it shouldn't be really that impactful. 3-mana Floppy Hydra is a 2/4 beast. Death Rattle, shuffle a copy of this into your deck with permanent double attack and health. Okay, I mean, Hunter has some ways to fish out their beasts nice and fast, so this Floppy Hydra might be not so floppy after a few turns. Might be totally erected real freaking fast. Should be keeping an eye on this one, mainly for Hunter, at least from the top of my head. But yeah, should be powerful. Like, first time you find this, it suddenly becomes a 4/8. Second time becomes a 8/16. So those are some pretty serious stats, and yeah, it should be scary relatively quickly. It is a Death Rattle, so I guess you could silence it in the end of the day, but still should be finding a place in some Hunter decks, I do believe. We also have 3-mana 1/3 Messmaker. Lifesteal Taunt, Death Rattle, deal 1 damage to all enemies. That is a decent control card. This should be quite the menace to play around, especially if you're a tokeny deck. If the meta becomes tokeny like it was with Treant Druids and Pallies and whatnot, this card should be seeing quite a lot of play, with the lifesteal included onto it, and also being a taunt. It's gonna be quite the menace to play around, and it's a neutral, so I'm assuming we're gonna see a lot of this guy real soon. We also have 3-mana 2/2 Nostalgic Initiate. Miniaturize. The first time you cast a spell, gain +2/+2. So basically a 3-mana 4/5 Chillwind Yeti right there, with a 1-mana 3/3. Not bad. Like, you can literally play this thing as soon as turn 4 with a 0-mana spell and have a 4/5 and a 3/3 like that. Should be interesting, I do believe. Not sure who's gonna be the class that has those 0 spells right now. Like, Druid did lose Innervate and whatnot, right? So, that was the initial thought I had in my head, but surely we're gonna see some play from this guy. 3 mana 2/2 Demon is the Observer of Mysteries. Battlecry, cast 2 random secrets at the start of your turn, destroy them. I mean, it is a nice stall card. Objection is leaving standard, so not that many powerful secrets left in the game. I don't know. Hunter is getting some powerful secrets back in the mix, however, so it could be something. It could be something. It's basically only for a turn, the effect, so you are kind of stalling the opponent. Like, play this on turn 3, they can skip their turn 4 kind of deal. That could be interesting, but I don't know. I'm not really sure how much this card speaks to me. Maybe if it was a 3/3, could have been a little bit more enticing, but 3 mana 2/2 is kind of on the lower end. 3 mana 2/3 Murloc, Plucky Paintfin. Poisonous, Battlecry, draw a rush minion. This not being a rush minion itself, kinda not as amazing. I'm not sure we're gonna be doing this as much for the poisonous effect. If we're really looking for some rush minion, maybe. Like, let's say Reska. Like, this card kind of screams Plague Decay, at least for me right now. Like, you have the 6/5 rushers, the mining rushers, the Reska, the giants. All of those cards are pretty important, and having a way to actually fish them out with this fish could be powerful, you know? Could be something worth exploring. But him not having rush himself, kind of weak sauce. I guess it would have been very powerful if it had rush as well. Like, would have been some serious business. Okay, we talked about this. 3 mana 3/3 elemental, sweetened Snow Flurry. Miniaturize, get 2 random temporary frost spells. That's a battle cry. Them being temporary, that means they get destroyed by the end of the turn. That sounds kind of weird. Honestly, sitting at 3 mana, when is going to be a realistic time to play this and feel good about it? Like turn 8? I guess the Miniaturize is going to be the easier thing to be slapping with afterwards. 1 mana, get 2 random frost spells temporarily. That's going to be playable for sure, but the big effect feels like a 3/3 3 mana do nothing kind of deal in it. I don't know, I could be wrong, but for now it feels a little bit mediocre. At least it's an elemental, so it could be nice support for some of those elemental wannabe decks nowadays. Shaman is almost there, but I'm not sure what's gonna happen exactly after rotation. I think we've recently started seeing good elemental support for it, and this card might be a part of that. Mage is also trying to do something on that front, but for now it's not there yet. This might be something that helps it, who knows. 4 mana 3/4 caricature artist. God, I'm good at reading today. Battlecry, draw a minion that costs 5 or more. Give it a funny mustache. I mean, okay. Give it a funny mustache is just a visual, right? I think we did have confirmation every card is gonna have a funny mustache like that. That's kind of ridiculous indeed. You look ridiculous, and I haven't even drawn the mustache yet. Savage. Yeah, I don't know. Draw a minion that costs 5 or more. So basically discover a minion? Is that it? 4 mana, 3/4, discover a 5-drop. That's screaming classic right there, dude. I don't know. Sounds like a funny little concept, but not exactly something anybody would include in their deck, is it? You also have 4 mana Giggling Toymaker. 4 mana 2/1. It's not a mech itself, but it's having a death rattle. Summon 2/1/2 mechs with Taunt and Divine Shields. Basically a Noyotrons. Say that then. But yeah, should be an okay card. Would have been even more okay if it had a Taunt itself. But I guess it's gonna be a 5 mana couple of Noyotrons like that if you get the trade with it. Thank you for the follow. Also known as Flame. Nailed it. We also have the 4 mana Nesting Golem. Death Rattle. Resummon this with -1/-1. This should be a powerful card, guys. Like, we are gonna be seeing a good amount of buffs. Hey, thank you very much, Trim. 65 months subscriber.
Whoa, 65. Getting real close and personal to nice.
For sure, for sure. Thank you very much, dude. Appreciate ya. But yeah, this nesting golem should be powerful with all the hand buff action we have been seeing getting support lately. I think Death Knight is going to be one of the classes that's going to mainly be using this one, but we might see it in some other stuff as well, like buff classes will be loving it and whatnot. It is hell of a sticky minion, that's for sure. Like Wind Fury Pally might be in love with this one as well. This doesn't work with buffs? What does it work with then? Like, oh, so it's basically you make this big, but next turn it's still gonna be just a free 2 after it dies? Huh. Now that you said it, so I guess it's not gonna be as sexual, but it's still a hell of a sticky minion, so maybe Wind Fury Pally is gonna be interested in this man's location. We shall see how that one pans out. Yeah, I guess it makes sense indeed, now that you said it. We also have the 4-mana 4/4 Nostalgic Gnome. Miniaturize Rush after this minion deals exact lethal damage, also known as Honorable Kill. On your turn, draw cards. Well, it has Rush. It's a 4/4, and it draws a card most probably, so that's kind of cool. Also giving you a 1-mana 1/1 draw card like that with Rush could be interesting indeed. It's gonna be kind of hard getting the lethal out with 4, but still I think it has good enough stats to be worth considering in some Highlander decks at least. It's gonna be an okay discover as well. Not sure how many people are actually gonna straight up run this in their deck though. We'll see. We also have 4-mana Origami Crane. It's a 4/1 beast. Taunt. Again, Battle Cry, swap health with another minion. Pretty sick Origamis, not gonna lie. Like, these things should be quite powerful. Again, in control decks and Highlander decks, should be quite the problematic card. Like, imagine spending your turn building a fat fuck and just to get stolen by this 2-of card, by the way. You can have 2 of those. It's gonna be pretty annoying, isn't it? So these are gonna be definitely on the lookout for those as problematic cards. We have Whizbang, Splendiferous Whizbang to be specific. Okay, we have, you start the game with one of Whizbang's experimental decks. It's gonna be quite the interesting cards. Sadly, we don't have too much extra info here. Maybe Trim, maybe. I think you could be running it in some control decks too. But yeah, Whizbang is gonna be a fun and interactive card for sure for people to mainly have fun with. A lot of interesting things out there. A lot of weird decks indeed. I don't know. It's not gonna be as spectacular as the first Whizbang, I feel, but it's still gonna be a little fun card to have fun with. Like, get some random tournaments with it and whatnot. Should be. It's a fun concept. I enjoy things like this going into Hearthstone, mainly because they don't really interfere with real Hearthstone as much, like competitive Hearthstone as much, while it still gives the casual player something to have fun with. So, in my eyes, this is good design. We also have 5-mana 4/6 Mech, Forgotten Animatronic. At the end of your turn, destroy a minion with less attack than this. Notice it says a minion, so if you have more than one minion on the board, it is running the risk of getting destroyed by this, with less attack, that is. Yeah, you are going to be playing this mainly when your board is empty, so you don't accidentally destroy one of your dudes. It is a interesting card. It's a mech, and it could be destroying some high-quality cards, like, let's say, Sludge on Wheels is a problematic card that comes to mind. Getting it destroyed like this does not give sludges, for instance, so it can also snipe off stealth minions like that, like, let's say, Mimron and whatnot. But again, I'm not really sure we're gonna be seeing this straight up ran into decks. It is a good design though. Definitely feels like a good card, but I'm really not sure you're gonna be decking this into your deck straight up like that. 5-mana 6/5 Nostalgic Clown. Miniaturize Battle Cry. If you've played a higher cost card while holding this, deal 4 damage. I mean, I guess the mini is gonna be worth thinking about, but the big guy is a little bit questionable in it. No tribe, no taunt, no nothing, just Battlecry deal 4. Not sure it's really that amazing. There's the nostalgic clown looking nice and cute. But yeah, I'm really not sure it's that amazing. Yeah, it's corrupt, but that's what the nostalgic cards are, basically. Writing down old effects like honorable kill, like corrupt, that kind of deal. This thing can go face, so we could be seeing some interesting concepts like that. Like, let's say Bran Warrior might actually be using something like this, especially since Bran is 6 mana, this guy is 5, so suddenly this guy starts dealing 8, so does the mini. So I take my words back. Maybe we are gonna see some warrior shenanigans with this one. We also have 5 mana, 1/4 Origami Frog. We talked about this one, rush swap attack with another minion. Sounds hella powerful. Again, Highlander decks should be playing this, maybe some control decks. It is definitely gonna be a card worth thinking about, including maybe into your ETC at least, something like that. Sounds powerful to me. 5 mana, 5/5 Workshop Janitor. If you control a location, draw 2 cards. Main locations, a lot of them are rotating out. Right? I didn't miss them in the core set or something. But yeah, Janitor, if you control location, draw 2 cards, 5 mana, 5/5. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not sure which locations are gonna be very playable on this one. Yeah, I mean, Nafria is the location set, and with that rotating, is this really gonna have the support it needs? I don't know. Hunter can try it, perhaps. It definitely looks questionable. Maybe again Highlander decks could afford it, but not much else. We have 6 mana, free Alina, Shop Manager, legendary. Whenever you cast a spell, fill your board with random minions of that cost. That sounds like a powerful effect, like fill your board even with 1-drops. It's still kind of powerful. I guess you can do it as soonest as turn 6 with the coin, as long as you coin first so you don't fill your board with 0s. But it is sounding like a card worth running. Thank you for the follow, T-Man. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, happy to have you, man. Welcome to Twitch from YouTube. Welcome. Shop Manager is expensive. I mean, it's 6 mana. You're not gonna run this in tempo decks probably, but in mid-range decks, I can see this one being a decent bomb card. Fill your board with 2s, 3s, 4s, heck, even 5s. Can't believe they actually changed the way mana is gonna work. You can coin out into 11 mana nowadays, so technically you could fill your board with 5s like this. So that's kind of interesting. But who knows? Maybe even coin rogues will be able to do some nasty shenanigans with this one. Like prep, bone spike, Lena Shop Manager. No, actually coin several coins into prep, bone spike this thing into a 4 or 5 drop spell. Could be quite the bomb turn early on. Sounds a little bit on the wishful thinking side, but there are opportunities to be exploring with this one, I feel. Another origami card. This one is a 6 mana 1/1 dragon. Divine Shield, Lifesteal, Battlecry, swap stats with another minion. So it has Divine Shield and Lifesteal, but it also makes the opponent's minion, which you're probably going to want to target, into a 1/1, so that's kind of big. Doesn't have Rush or Taunt, but with the Lifesteal, it is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Sounds again like a Highlander card to me, but who knows? Maybe some origami decks are going to be emerging. Probably not, though. 6 mana 5/5 Wind Up Musician with the tradable tag. Battle Cry, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Trade to upgrades. Really don't see the potential on these guys. Really don't see the potential on these wind up cards. I'm just not sure if you're gonna have enough time to really wait around for something like this. It's also kind of a dead giveaway for the opponent to be careful and play around things like that. So when they start seeing you tradabling this over and over again. So yeah, I don't know about this card being impactful at all. Sounds a little bit on the iffy side to me. Califero, we saw some meme decks with it already, and I'm not sure we're gonna see much more out of it just yet. I think there is potential to the card, but it is quite the weird one. Like, how the hell are you supposed to build something consistent out of this one? I don't think you really are. I think it's gonna be a meme card through and through forever. It is gonna have those high rolls here and there, but it's just a wee bit too complicated to pull off, I think. We also have 8 mana 6/6 Joymaster Geppetto. Battlecry, get copies of every one cost or one get copies of every one attack or one health minion you've played this game. What am I missing here, guys? What is this guy supposed to be doing? Sitting at 8 mana. I'm not sure what exactly are we seeing here. Have we already heard some interesting ideas about this card, or is this just gonna be an 8 mana 6/6 do nothing? Yeah, I really don't know, T-Man. Like, I'm seeing most of these cards for the first time right now. Guess I can try and answer that after I've gone over all of the cards. So far, it's anyone's guess, honestly. Geppetto's a priest card. I mean, I guess the automations, right? But not really. I don't know. Sounds like a weird card. It's a value house and whatnot, but I'm not sure I'm seeing the full potential for this guy just yet. We'll have to wait and see how that one pans out. Here's a 10 mana 6/7 mech. Miniaturize at the end of your turn. Summon a 6/7 bot that attacks a random enemy. Sitting at 10 mana, it's quite expensive. It's quite expensive, but it does have the potential to go face. And in the end of the day, 10 mana double 6/7s, one of which goes face. That sounds serious. And also having a 1 mana with a 6/7 bot that goes face, that's also quite big. But it is kind of slow, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we have the time and place for this card just yet. Gonna have to wait and see if we get a actual way to actually tempo this thing out faster than it's supposed to. Yeah, the mini will definitely be good, but paying 10 mana the first time... Yeah, it is a mech. We can lower the cost in Wild at least. Can we lower the cost in Standard right now? Not as much. But yeah, it is quite big. Quite the big effect on it. So yeah, there is potential, but we'll wait and see how it pans out for sure. 20 mana 8/8 mech. Playhouse Giant. Costs 1 less for each card you've drawn this game. Okay. Like, historically speaking, we always get 1 or 2 classes that draw way too much for their own goods. Sir Finley is rotating out, so does that even count as draw? No, it actually counts as replace your hand, so there's that. I don't know. I guess Warrior is drawing quite a lot right now, but I'm not sure if it's going to be too keen on this card either. Surely there's going to be a class that utilizes this card eventually, but I'm not sure it's going to be exactly on this expansion, so again, we'll have to wait and see. Okay, that's it for the neutral cards. So now we can start looking at the classes themselves. So yeah, starting off with some of that Death Knight. Let's start looking at those. Starting off with the new Spellstone for Death Knight. A Lesser Spinal Spellstone. 1 mana blood card, single rune. A Lesser Spinal, give undeads in your hand, +1/+1. Gain 5 corpses to upgrade. Goes into a 2/2, and with 10 corpses, it goes into a 3/3. It doesn't even spend those corpses, so that's kind of hot. So should be decent, especially for Rainbow DK. They love gaining corpses nowadays anyway, so that should be nice and good for the class. Should be a powerful card. We also have 1 mana against single blood rune card. Threads of Despair. Give all minions Death Rattle. Deal 1 damage to all minions. Well, I mean, this card is going to be sick with crop rotation, I can tell you that much. Like, basically, that's going to be 4 mana, 4 damage AoE, as well as 4 idiots. Well, I guess it's going to be 1 idiot. Yeah, I guess you can just deal 5 damage with 1 and 4 damage AoE with the rest. Still sounds powerful, though. It's to all minions, not only enemies. So, yeah, the other crop idiots are going to be dying out of this. But it's still kind of a sick combo, and it feel like it is going to be a good card. I mean, right now, it's basically like a cheaper way to deal with the board before you have access to the poisonous guy into crop rotation kind of deal. But yeah, it is going to be dealing well with wide boards for sure. And the Death Rattles are going to start activating one after the other. So if the opponent also played some Death Rattle minions, since his Death Rattle was on the board first, your Death Rattles are going to start triggering after the opponent's Death Rattle triggers. So it should be cleaning up the Death Rattles for the opponent as well. So overall, should be quite good. We also have the 2 mana 3/2 Undead Mech, Shambling Zombie Tank. Single Unholy Rune card. Taunt Battlecry, spend 5 corpses to summon a copy of this. Not the best stats for a Taunt minion. But getting a second one for 5 corpses, it's also a great way for you to be spending corpses, so I guess Rainbow DK is going to be enjoying this one. It's not going to be amazing on tempo, like you're not going to have that many corpses super early, but it is a great way for Rainbow DK to keep on expending their corpses, because we have seen problems with that deck just gaining a ton of corpses and not drawing their corpse expenditure cards. With this one, you're going to have a little bit better time of doing that kind of deal. So I think it should be seeing some play in Rainbow deck for sure. 2 mana Silk Stitching. It's an epic DK card. Choose a friendly minion. Discover a spell that costs 4 or less from it to cast when it dies. Sounds weird. Sounds like a weird card, like Discover, 4 or less. Can't target with it. I don't think I like this one too much. It is definitely a weird one. Maybe if it was a 1 mana card, could have seen a little bit more play, but for now I feel like it's kind of a wonky thing to be discovering here and there and trying to get a Hail Mary out of it here and there, but not gonna be spending my deck spots for a card like this, I do believe. We have the 3 mana 3/3 Undead Rainbow Seamstress, which is a battle cry. If your deck started with a Blood, Frost, or Unholy card, gain Lifesteal, Reborn, or Rush, respectively. So I guess if you start as a Rainbow deck with one of each, you will be getting all of these. I'm reading this correctly, right? Surely. Like, it has Rainbow in the name, so surely it should be Rainbow support. But you could also slap it into the other decks, respectively. So there's that too. Like Lifesteal and Rush, if you're Blood plus Unholy, is kind of cool. Rush Reborn is kind of cool if you're Frost Unholy. But obviously getting all 3 is kind of quite the powerhouse. So yeah, this should be a very, very powerful card for DK. I do enjoy what they're doing there. 3 mana 4/2 Undead Beast, single Frost card, Rambunctious Stuffy. Rambunctious. That's a word, I guess. Not sure what it means, but that's what this guy is. Rush, after you cast a Frost spell, gain Reborn. Okay. So if you play this, you play a Frost spell, you rush it into something, you play a Frost spell again, the Reborn gets another Reborn on it, huh? That's kind of sick. That is actually kind of sick if you're a Frost deck with a bunch of cheap Frost spells. Should be interesting, huh? Yeah, I think it's gonna be a goodie. Should be a goodie indeed. That's a lot of rush action, well statted. I think I like it. Don't touch my stuffy. Try me. The Lich King can't sleep without his stuffy. How's it going, Roki? Hope you had a wonderful flight. We also have a 4-mana 2/4 Undead Quillbore. Darkhorn Quilter. At the end of your turn, deal this minion's attack damage randomly split among enemies. Oh damn. Roki crashed my stream or something. I saw the notification and then nothing happened. I was like, what the hell happened there, dude? Thank you very much for another 20 gifted subs, man. Really, really awesome of you. You cannot be stopped. I guess we're gonna be spinning that wheel again, huh? That's a bummer. But yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's spin a wheel, get a little bit of rest. Yeah, let me open up the wheel action. Let's spin it, DJ. Party mode. Get used to that. There we go. Party. Thank you very much, Roki. Far too kind. Oh, I did spin him, Roki. Don't worry. They were nothing to write home about, though. We did do the spinsicles. It was not the shave my beard. Sorry to break it to you. Not the shave my beard. So yeah, 4-mana 2/4 Undead Quillbores. At the end of your turn, deal this minion's attack damage randomly split among enemies. That is actually quite powerful. Like, you don't have to even kill this guy. It's not a death rattle. It's at the end of your turn. Randomly split among enemies. So it can go face. But it's also just dealing 2 damage if you don't buff it or anything. So that's kind of weak sauce, but if you have some good buff action going with this one, it might actually be worth thinking about making some BS with this guy. Maybe this is what hand buff DK needs for it to really start seeing some play. And it could be quite powerful. Like, let's say you make this into a 6/10. The opponent can't deal with it anytime soon, and it keeps on dealing that 6 damage randomly split. The opponent won't be able to stick anything on the board. I can see this card being somewhat problematic, that's for sure. So yeah, be on the lookout for this one. We have a 5-mana 2/6 Undead miniaturized card. Amateur, Puppeteer, Single Blood, Single Unholy. And this one has Taunt, Death Rattle, give undeads in your hand, +2/+2. This guy is also undead and Quillbore, so there's some synergy with that, among other things. Should be good. It's Death Rattle, it's not Battle Cry. But I don't know. I think it could be a part of a good hand buff DK real soon. With the mini, that's basically 6 mana +4/+4, so Blessing of Kings on your hand. That's kind of good. We have the new 6 mana legendary 6/4 Undead, Dr. Stitchinsew. Close enough. Battlecry, discover a 5, 3, and 1-cost minion to stitch to this. Death Rattle, summon the 5-cost minion. So from what I understand is you discover all those 3 minions. This thing remains with the same stats, right? It doesn't actually gain the stats. It just has Death Rattle summon the next minion, which could also be Death Rattle, by the way. So it's quite the value house. And after you summon the 5-drop, the 5-drop is gonna have a Death Rattle summon the 3-drop, and the 3-drop is gonna have a Death Rattle summon the 1-drop. So that sounds kind of powerful. Definitely a hell of a sticky minion. But I don't know. For a legendary, cool effect. Obviously very susceptible to silence, but we don't have that much silence left in the game, do we? So should be an interesting card, that's for sure. And we also have the new Death Knight hero card. Again, Blood Unholy, the Headless Horseman. Battle Cry, destroy the enemy minion with the most attack. Shuffle my head into your deck. You must get it back. Okay, so we have gain 5 armor for only 6 mana, and it also destroys the biggest attack minion from the opponent. That is definitely not a bad effect. It's basically like Asphyxiate that also gains you 5 armor. We're also shuffling this thing. Horseman's Head, when drawn, this casts, and your enemy will cower. Imbue the souls of undead into your hero power. Okay. Okay, so this is the first hero power, Pulsing Pumpkins. Deal 3 damage with Crushing Brawn. My army shall be yours if my head is drawn. That's a lot of text that says nothing, basically. Basically, deal 3 damage, huh? So yeah, you get an upgraded hero power straight up. But after you find the head, you also discover an undead to serve as your pawn. You discover this, but it goes into your hand, right, guys? Think so. You get it in your hand. Would be a little bit too powerful if it straight up goes on the board. So yeah, quite the powerful hero card. Should be a good inclusion in Rainbow deck again. Rainbow decks are known to be drawing a lot, so should be decent, huh? So that's it for the Death Knights. Overall, I think they sound like they're getting quite the powerful stuff. Rainbow DK should be the big winner out of this package. But all around, feels like they're going to be having some nice tools to be working with. Moving now to Demon Hunter, we have 1 mana red cards. Make a minion go dormant for 2 turns. That should be quite powerful, huh? 1 mana, basically remove a minion for a couple of turns. That is quite big. That is quite big. Yeah, it's alright, it's alright. It should be seeing play both defensively and offensively. Yeah, they are getting a new legendary card that works with this, but we'll talk about that one when it comes. Should be good. Like, you could do this in aggro Demon Hunter to Dormant a Taunt and Smack Face. You could do it as a control card as well. Should be nice and flexible. We should be seeing some of this card for sure, especially from discovering pools. But I can see this one getting straight up included in decks as well. We also have a 2 mana Blind Box. Get 2 random demons, outcast, discover them instead. Okay, so you're gonna have some control over the random demons. That can be interesting. We are getting some cool new demons in the mix, so you could be discovering some quite powerful stuff like this. Getting extra copies of legendaries like that should be worth thinking about. We also have a 2 mana Lesser Opal Spellstone. That's a new Spellstone card for Demon Hunter. They didn't have one back in my day, so now they do. The Lesser Opal Spellstone has draw 1 card for 2 mana. What is this? Classic? Attack with your hero 2 times to upgrade. Well, that's a little bit slow. But, it's card draw. It's kind of good. Next one draws 2 cards, and you have to attack 2 more times to upgrade. The third one draws 3 cards, so I guess you have to attack 4 times with your hero to get a 2 mana draw 3 cards. I guess Aggro Demon Hunter could work with this, like they're known to attack quite a lot. So turn 5, turn 6 draw 3 cards for 2 mana is decently powerful. Sounds a little bit too much work, but I think it should be worth exploring for Aggro Demon Hunters for sure. 2 mana 0/3 Undead, Spirit of the Team. Stealth for 1 turn. Your hero has +2 attack on your turn. Oh, so this is a throwback at Rostcon's Rumble kind of deal, huh? These are the spirits that Demon Hunter never got. Did we get one for Death Knight, actually? Did I sleep on it? No. Death Knight did not get a spirit card. I guess. Kind of weird, but I guess Demon Hunter is gonna have one of those. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So yeah, stealth for 1 turn. Your hero has +2 attack on your turn. So this is a 2 mana +2 attack. And it sticks on the board. And if it actually survives, your hero has +2 attack the next turn as well. So I guess this is directly supplementing the Lesser Opal Spellstone. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I like this card. Like, yeah, it's a 0/3, but your opponent is going to have to spend resource to get rid of it. It also has stealth, so the hero is going to be getting 4 attack at least in most cases. So that's kind of strong. Should be, again, strong in aggro Demon Hunters for show. Horrible call. Boo. Spirit of the team. Quite the troll team there. Okay, Umpire's Grasp. 3 mana, 3/2 weapon. Death Rattle, draw a demon, and reduce its cost by 2. What are these demons we're looking for right now, guys? What are these demons we're looking for? I really should have freshened up on the core set and see what kind of crap is left in the core set after rotation, but right now I'm not really sure what kind of demons we're looking for from this. Surely it's gonna be decent at some point, but for now, I mean, it probably is gonna be decent straight up right now. I'm just not super versed with the demons in Standard after this comes out, so I'm gonna have to take some time to really see how this one's gonna pan out in my book. We are getting some demons here as well, I think, but let's get to those. Bullhog, 4 mana, 3/3 Quillbore. Lifesteal, Battlecry, and Death Rattle deal 3 damage to the lowest health enemy. So Battlecry and Death Rattle, this thing is gonna be healing probably for 6, most probably for 9 actually, if the opponent has to attack into it. So that's kind of strong. Stat-wise, nothing to write home about, but still, 3 mana, deal 3 damage. That alone is not that bad with no restriction. It's basically like the 3 mana dragon that deals 3 damage if you're holding another dragon. This doesn't have any restriction. It also has lifesteal, so I like this card. This should be a good card in most Demon Hunter decks, I do believe. So yeah, the opponent's gonna want to deal with it, and the Death Rattle is gonna heal even more. Should be strong. CCG. 4 mana, 4/3, Death Rattle, get 3 random first edition Demon Hunter cards. That sounds strong. The first edition cards were hella big. Like, we're talking about, what was it, 0 mana Twin Slice? 5 mana Skull of Gul'dan, that kind of deal. Like, those were hella OP cards. It is a value powerhouse, this one, that's for sure. Maybe it's gonna be nice support for Highlander Demon Hunter finally could see play with it. But I'm not sure you're gonna be straight up running this into fast aggro Demon Hunter decks. You actually might, because I think there were quite a few very strong aggro Demon Hunter cards. Mint condition. Yeah, it could be a nice hand refill even, so not gonna be sleeping on this one, I think. We also have 4 mana, Workshop Mishap. It's a fell spell, deal 5 damage to a minion. Excess damage both neighbors. Outcast, gain lifesteal. Notice this is something you could actually use on your own shit. So if you're in a pinch, to gain to get the excess damage and gain the lifesteal kind of deal, you might actually be doing this on your own. Things like security, let's say. So this could be basically 6 mana heal for 12 with no spell power. So that's kind of big. Obviously, you're probably gonna want to use this on the opponent's stuff. So yeah, this should be a strong card. Like, even without the lifesteal, it's kind of a nice control tool. But with the lifesteal, it becomes quite premium. 5 mana, 6/5 demon, Window Shopper. Miniaturize, Battlecry, discover a demon, set its stats, and cost this minions. Okay, so the big guy is not gonna be as hot, but the 1 mana discovering a 1/1 for 1 mana, that's gonna be quite decent, I feel. You're discovering demons again, so more ways for you to discover some impactful demons if we have some of those. That could be interesting. How's it going, Siavash? Welcome to the stream. Miniaturizes, you get the copy of the card, but only for 1 mana. This is the miniaturized version, you get it? You basically get a 1 mana 1/1 copy of the card, which does the same effect. So discovering a demon and setting its stats to 1/1 and the cost to 1/1, that might be powerful actually. Mainly because we have this thing in the pool of demons now. 8 mana 12/12, dormant for 2 turns. While dormant, deal free damage to all enemies at the end of your turn. So 1 mana deal free damage to all enemies at the end of your turn for 2 turns like that, for 1 mana only, sounds hella strong if you ask me. It is slow. The big boy is obviously slow. 8 mana 12/12, waiting for 2 turns, but dealing the free damage, face included by the way. Should be a cool card. Definitely can see this in Demon Hunter, Highlander Demon Hunter. But yeah, for the rest of them, I'm not sure. Okay, that's 2 classes out, 9 more to go, if my math is correct. Is my math correct? We have 11 classes in Hearthstone now, right? Surely we do. Let's spin another wheel, take a little bit of break again. Don't want to work myself too hard, you hear? Oh my fucking god. Every fucking time my heart literally stops when it goes that close. Fucking hell. But yeah, we got another party mode. How exciting. How exhilarating. Anyway, moving now to Judo. Starting off with some of that Jade display action. 1 mana, 1/1 Jade display. Death Rattle. Your Jade displays have +1/+1 this game. Shuffle 2 of them into your deck. Well, everybody loves Jade cards, right? Well, I think only Jade players love the Jade cards, but yeah, that one's apparently coming back to the game. I don't know. Could be interesting this time around. It was definitely problematic, the old Jade action. New Jade action. Maybe Hearthstone has evolved a long enough time for this not to matter as much, but it does sound like it has good potential, like draw a ton of cards kind of deal miracle doo-doo with these kind of guys. We did see some draw potential with the neutral cards as well, so yeah, I think we could be seeing some good Jade action happening. We also have a new location, 1 mana 1 free. I mean 1 mana free charges location, gains spell damage, +1 spell damage this turn only. Magical Dollhouse. I did see that we are getting some bunch of spell power synergies for the class, so this location should be looking quite powerful indeed. It's good that you don't have to be spending the mana on the turn where you want to be doing the other stuff with spell damage and whatnot, so yeah, this location should be quite powerful for the Dudu class. We also have 2 mana, Bottomless Toy Chest, Arcane Spell. Discover a card from your deck. If you have spell damage, copy it. Okay, so there's some of that spell damage shenanigans we were talking about. So, yeah, you could be discovering some interesting extra damage like this with all of that spell damage action. Should be having some good situations for this one. Should be a part of a good deck is what I'm trying to say. 2 mana 2/1 Wind Up Sapling. Another weird tradable card, honestly. Refresh 1 mana crystal. Okay, I mean, like I said, if we get to see some really good miracle action for Druid, both the Jade and things like Wind Up cards, like the AoE and this thing, should be quite good. Refreshing mana crystals. Like you gotta actually play this. You gotta tradable it 2 times at least for it to actually be gaining you mana. So there's that. Or you can just discount this somehow. I'm not sure how just yet. Maybe there are ways. Haven't really seen. But yeah, if we get to see some good miracle action like that, you should be able to find these and extra copies of them too. And you could actually get extra copies like this. Like, this could be a good way for you to tradable it back into the deck and actually fish it out again. So that's something to think about for sure. 3 mana nature spell, Ensmollen. Reduce the cost and attack of all minions in your deck by 1. Okay, so instant synergy with this thing, apparently. So, Druid... Combo Druid, at least, doesn't really care about the stats of their minions as much as they care about being able to combo them off more. Getting your Titan faster like this, getting Yogg faster like this, heck, even getting the Death Rattle Beetle, or whatever the hell, Undead Beetle, with the mana first cheaper. Could be all interesting situations with this and Smallens, so this card should be unlocking some serious mana cheat potential for the class. 3 mana arcane spell, Sparkling Vial? Vial? I guess. Not sure what that is. I mean, it's a vial, but why is it written like that? I'm missing something. Deal 2 damage. Your next card this turn costs that much less. Okay, so with spell power, this can actually discount nicely. Your next card this turn costs that much less, so you can't really get this effect across turns. So it's not as efficient, but it should be good. Like, you are gonna be able to discount this with some stuff like the Blossom that discounts and whatnot. So yeah, you should be able to get some mana cheat action going with this one for sure. We also have a new mini, 4 mana 2/4 dragon, Chia Drake. Miniaturize, choose one, gain spell damage, or draw spell. It's kind of nice that you get to choose exactly to draw a spell like that. Like, not a minion, not a location, but a spell exactly. So if you're in a pinch to find that one spell you're missing, this guy can help you out. And also getting the mini, like 1 mana draw spell, 1 mana gain spell damage. That can definitely unlock some of those synergies we're looking at for cheap. So yeah, the Chia Drake should be a good part of the deck of the Druid class for sure. We also have 5 mana Woodland Wonders. Summon 2 1/5 beetles with Taunt. Costs 3 less if you have spell damage. So basically, turn 1 you play the location, and turn 2 you play a couple of 1/5s. Damn, boy. That's scary. I thought these beetles would be the ones from Spreading Plague back in my day. But I guess that's a missed opportunity there, if you ask me. Like, weren't we supposed to be nostalgic and whatnot? But yeah, like, turn 2 2/10 on the board with Taunt. Good luck slapping face. Like, nowadays, Druid's main weakness is they don't do shit until turn 5 or 6. And now with Druid having a turn 2 couple of 1/5s like that, that's kind of busted, isn't it? That's kind of busted. So I can see this card being very, very problematic for everybody that has fantasies of going face real hard nice and early against the Doodoo class. The class identity for Druid is changing. Now they're getting swipe, especially with spell power. They're gonna have an easy time clearing nice and quick early. And they also get this shit. Class identity has changed, guys. They're no longer the Ram class. Now they're the early game gods, huh? Not gods, but you get it. They used to be shit, now they ain't. Okay, we got a legendary, 6 mana 5/5. Not gonna lie, the first time I saw this card, I was like, what is this bad fan-made card? Like, look at this. Feels like the art is a little bit out of place. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it feels a little bit wrong. Battlecry, shuffle 10 random legendary minions into your deck. They cost 1. Yeah, the effect also kind of screams fan-made, doesn't it? I mean, yeah, it was 05, but you no longer have it in the core set. You're only going to have it through the gift, right? So it's technically 3 mana. So it's really not that big a deal. So yeah, 6 mana 5/5 Battlecry, shuffle 10 random legendary minions into your deck. They cost 1. Okay, so this is insane synergy with this card, guys. Like, you play the legendary, and then you play in Smolin, and then you have 0 mana, 0/0 legendaries. That's insane, dudes. Like, you play them and instantly die. But yeah, it's a weird card. I'm not sure what we're gonna be doing with this one, but feels a little bit like Prince Malchezaar. I guess that's kind of the nostalgic part here they're trying to hit. Yeah, exactly. 05. Great minds think alike. Yeah, this looks weird. Like, I don't think it's gonna see that much play, but we shall see. And lastly, for Druid, we have the 7 mana 6/6 Aulonius. +1 spell damage. Your spells get double bonus from spell damage. I don't know how many arcane spells we have right now. Not right now, but when the expansion comes out in Standard, but are Moonfires and shit like that in Standard? I hope they're not, because that's gonna be a lot of spell damage with the location, with this thing, with the mini. Like, you're gonna get, like, what? 0 mana +7 damage? Sounds a little bit scary, but yeah, it's... If the spell damage druids emerge, if they really turn out to be a good deck, this card is gonna be pretty great for it as well. That's it for the doo-doos. Moving down to Hunter, I think I saw quite a few exciting things for Hunter. So let's go over those. We made fetch happen. 2 mana fetch. No spell school. Draw a minion. If it's a beast, draw a spell. So I think we have a lot of support for Beast Hunter nowadays. Like, the core set is supporting Beast Hunter. Cards like this sound like great opportunities for Beast Hunter to come back. Like, Beast Hunter, I think, was one of the... maybe the first deck I really got good with. Like, the first deck I actually got top 300 Legend with way back in my day, like 5 years ago or something. But yeah, Beast Hunter was a very, very fun deck for me back in the day. And yeah, cards like this, I think we'll be able to bring that archetype back. So looking forward to see that one happen. We also have a new location for Hunter, Jungle Gym. Deal 1 damage to a random enemy. Repeat for each friendly beast. Okay, I mean, if you have 6 friendly beasts and a location on the board, that's like 6 damage to the face. It has 3 charges. On an empty board, that is. It's kind of strong. 3 uses is kind of strong indeed. I think I like it. If we get a nice tokeny Beast Hunter deck action, I kind of like it. I'm not sure if we have enough support for it just yet, but I think we should be. If we don't have it yet, I think we will at some point. So this location is going to be definitely something to look out for. We also have a 2 mana 3/2 beast, Painted Canvasaur. Battlecry, give each other friendly beast a random bonus effect. It's a Battlecry, guys. That's kind of huge. That's kind of huge. We do have a lot of ways to buff beasts with the 1/2 chicken and whatnot, with the new spells that we got recently. Feel like new tokeny hand buff Hunter is gonna be great. Like right now, Cleave Hunter is basically a similar archetype that this one is also giving support for. So yeah, we should be seeing some sick Beast Hunter stuff happening real freaking soon. The bonus effects, like you saw, it could be 1 of 8, like Stealth, Poisonous, Reborn, Rush, Lifesteal, Taunt, Divine Shield, and the rest of them, whatever the hell it is. Yeah, I get it, 05, but yeah, the 8 normal standard bonus effects, still not that bad. We also have 2 mana Patchwork Pals, a lot of 2 mana stuff for Hunter, huh? Patchwork Pals, get all 3 animal companions and they cost 1 less. So 2 mana Huffer, basically, that's what I'm seeing. 4 mana Huffer, basically, but you get to actually play it when you want. Should be hella strong, like, should be hella strong, making a having access to a consistent charge beast like that for only 2 mana, like, forget about cleave damage. Now we have freaking straight up face. Yeah, 2 mana Leok is also gonna be sick. 2 mana 4/4 Taunt, also nothing to scoff at, but we all know what we're looking for here, like Huffer and Leok discounted like that. And also consistent like that should be hella fine. And we also have a 2 mana 1/3 weapon, remote control. After your hero attacks, summon a 1/1 Hound. RC Hound. Honestly, I thought it's gonna have Rush. But no, it's just a 1/1 do nothing. It does help you get bigger damage with the low KK. But yeah, I mean, it's an okay card. Like 1/3 to poke Divine Shields and small minions like that, and also summon more 1/1 beasts and mechs, by the way. Like, you could actually do something with the mechs, at least in Wild, perhaps. But yeah, all around decent stuff. Moving down to 4 mana now, RC Rampage. Summon 6 1/1 Hounds, like the ones we saw right now. Any that can't fit, give the others +1/+1. Okay, so that's synergy with this shit. If you actually summon a couple of these and they stick, and after that you follow up with the RC Hound, and God forbid you already have a location on the board, that's gonna be a very, very big tempo play. Like, turn 1, let's say, well, yeah, I guess it's gonna be turn, if you go turn 1 weapon, start slapping with the RCs, turn 2 jungle gym, turn 3 question mark, and turn 4 RC rampage, and the opponent didn't do much, you're gonna have an actually pretty busted board situation like that. This thing summons 6. So if you just have 1 extra minion plus the location, you basically get a bunch of +2, a bunch of 2/2s on the board, and you also get 6 damage on the button from the location. It should be a good card, I feel. There should be something out there. Now we have 5 mana 3/6 Hemet, Foam Marksman. After a friendly beast dies, get a random legendary beast from the past. It costs 2 less. Well, we were all sad King Crush is going in Wild, but now it's gonna be in the past, and you get to get a discounted King Crush like that. 7 mana King Crush sounds like a busted thing to have. But honestly, what are the odds of you actually sniping a King Crush like that? There are like hundreds of beasts from the past nowadays, so probably not gonna happen all that often, but when it does, it's gonna be special. We also have 5 mana 0/3 Egg, Mystery Egg. Has miniaturized Death Rattle, get a copy of a random beast in your deck. It costs 5 or less. What? What? So you can only get a copy of a beast that costs 5 or less? That's a weird way of putting it. I mean, shouldn't it be get a copy of a random beast in your deck that costs 5 or less? Oh, it costs 5 less. I'm very, very hard reader. Very hard reader, guys. Sorry about that. But yeah, you get a 5 mana discount on it, apparently. Is there a sick beast right now? There are a few, like King Plush, for instance. Sounds interesting. I'm not sure you're going to be running this into a straight-up Beast Hunter deck, because you're going to have a lot of cheap beasts. But in something like a Highlander Hunter, where you don't run that many beasts, I can see this one happening for real. Like, Big Beast Hunter would have loved this card back in the day, I feel. So yeah, something to look forward to, especially the Mystery Egg. Like, this at 5 mana, kind of very expensive, but the 1 mana beast is gonna be like, you basically get 2 -5s like this, so sounds hella good. And it's also getting a copy, so you could get the same one twice like that, so that should be decent, I think, in Highlander Hunter, I think. Here's a beast, 7 mana 7/6 beast. Toy Rhinosaurus. Love what you did there, Hearthstone. This toy wrecks. That it does. Rush, Death Rattle, deal 5 damage to a random enemy. Okay, so this can actually kill a big fat fuck on the board, and if the opponent is alone on the board afterwards, that's 5 damage to the face. Not bad. Not horrible. Definitely would love this at 2 mana, that's for sure. But at 7 mana, it's okay. It's okay, I guess. Not a bad card, but it can see playing Highlander Hunter, I think. We also have 9 mana 6/6 King Plush. Charge, Battlecry, return all minions with less attack than this to their owner's decks. Yikes. To their owner's decks, guys. That's kind of sick. It's only 6 damage, but the effect is also kind of sick, kind of positive, and also negative. You could ruin some Highlander situations with this, by the way, like if you're against somebody that gets a bunch of tokens on the boards, and King Plush gets into play, suddenly they might not be so Highlander anymore, so that's something to think about. But yeah, all around King Plush should be quite a good card in Highlander Hunter at least. I'm not sure for what else just yet. Okay, so that's it for Hunter and Druid. What do you guys think? Did I miss something about those? Do you guys have some good Fury Crafting decks already? I will be part of the Fury Crafting stream tomorrow, so would be definitely big help for me if you help out with some deck ideas, that's for sure. Should have been a 9/9, for sure, for sure. For real, for real. But yeah, if you guys have some Fury Crafting deck ideas, definitely feel free to drop them down in my Discords. Because I am on the lookout for those right about now. I am in need of some banger decks right about now, guys. Beast Mech Hunter for sure. Sounds interesting. For real, for real. Okay, let's spin the last wheel so Roki doesn't miss it. Let's go ahead and do that then. Don't you dare, wheel. Don't you fucking dare. Every time it's so freaking close, man. It's not even funny. Okay, snacks for Lucy. I was actually wondering why the hell haven't we had some snacks for Lucy lately. I think it's a great day for some snacks for Lucy kind of action. Okay, let's take a 2-minute break while I get the snacks ready. I'm actually gonna have to get my second camera ready too. It has been unplugged for quite a while. I hope it works. Where the fuck is that thing even? There it is. Is it working? Not yet. There we go. Neat. Love cats. Get ready for that then. This thing used to be this small. Anyway, let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay. We're back, guys. Let me clean her chair a little. Come on, Lucy. You know the drill. Have you forgotten? There you go. Now we're cooking. Cooking with fire. Mow. I really hope she doesn't eat it all at once again and vomit it all back out. Because that has happened. That's a thing. Please slow down, Lucy. For the love of fucking God. I don't want to clean another chair. Come on, dude. Please? That's from before. That's what happened last time. Fucking hell, man. Fucking savage. But yeah, let's get back to this one now. I really hope she doesn't do the thing again. Would be a damn shame. Yeah, that was from before. I got you, guys. I got you. Let's just hope history doesn't repeat itself, shall we? Okay, so that's all three wheels spun. Let's get back to business. For show. Okay, moving down to Mangy Mage. Hidden objects. 2 mana, discover a secret, set its cost to 1. I mean, cool, so that's basically a 3 mana secret. No, that's old. That's old, Kurkuma. Drops will be active tomorrow. So yeah, drops are not active right now. Pretty sure they're not, right, guys? They were just for yesterday, and we will have some for tomorrow. Yeah, feels like it, man. Feels like it. That's how she's doing it. But yeah, 2 mana hidden object. There's not that many amazing secrets left in standard right now with objection leaving, so this shouldn't be all that amazing, at least for now. Yeah, if it was a discover a secret from the past, that would have been brutal 05. I don't know. I think we would have been more upset if it was that. So yeah, I'm fine with this card. I don't want it to be good. Like, secrets are annoying. Secrets are annoying for real, for real. But yeah, with objection leaving, this card is not going to be as intense. 4 mana, spot the difference. Discover a free cost minion to summon. If your deck has no minions, repeat this. Are we really having enough support for a spell-only mage right about now? I'm not sure we do, but cards like this could say otherwise. I don't know. For now, it feels like not an amazing card. I'm definitely not going to go out of my way to run no minions just so I can discover 2 random free drops like that. I can tell you that much. But who knows? It might turn out to be a good card soon. We also have 4 mana, 2 free elemental. Battle Cry, deal 2 damage to a random enemy 3 times. That's a nice Battle Cry. Well, it's all gone. It is all gone. Please, if you're gonna vomit, do it back in your bowl. Like, aim for the bowl, Lucy, please. Fucking hell. Yeah, she really does. They put some cat drugs in it. Are you happy now? Good girl. Happy cat noises. Mo. Okay. Well, that's all, folks. She did her job. Okay, so 4 mana, 2 free elemental that can go face 3 times. That's decent. Another card that might actually support elemental mage finally. Might be crazy enough to work. Should be interesting. Should be something to think about for real, for real. It could go face. It can also be a good control tool. So even as just a Highlander card, it might be having enough value to it to be worth considering. So yeah, it sounds like it has good value for real, for real. We also have a 4 mana 4/4 elemental, Watercolor Artist. Battle Cry, draw a frost spell at the start of your turn, reduce its cost by 1. Okay, so this is a Battle Cry, and the reduction, this card does not have to live for the reduction to happen. So that's kind of cool, you know, like discovering a frost spell like that and also getting a discount to it. So turn 3 or turn 4 you play this, and on the next turn you actually get a discounted frost spell like that to work with. Could be a good card to include indeed. It is elemental, so it has that going for it as well, which could help. But yeah, should be a good card. Also, we have a 5 mana Frostlich Cross Stitch. That's a little bit of Frostlich Jaina throwback. Deal 4 damage to a character. If it dies, summon a 3/6 water elemental that freezes. That's kind of sick. Still don't know why this card is good. It's flexible to say the least. You deal 4 damage and you also summon a 3/6. It's kind of good. It's even better if you discover it with this guy, because it becomes a 4 mana for next turn. So 4 mana, deal 4, and summon a 3/6. Kind of good. Getting that cool water elemental back. Would have been even better if it had lifesteal, because Frostlich Jaina had some of that action going for her. Yeah, would have been a little bit too strong in it. I don't know, I think it should have some potential, at least as a discover card. We also have a 5 mana 3/4 elemental, Sleet Skater. Miniaturize, Battlecry, freeze an enemy minion, gain armor equal to its attack. Okay, that's kind of cool. Like freezing something like Odin, freezing something like a 12/12, or some big Miracle Rogue location minion like that. Could be very, very disgusting. Could be cool indeed, especially with the small guy. Like, this card as a miniaturize sounds really, really good. Like, the 5 mana obviously is kind of balanced, but having the 1 mana idiot to go with it as well, kind of strong. Next up is a 6 mana spell, Manufacturing Error. Draw 3 cards. If your deck has no minions, they cost 3 less. Okay, that's another no minions card support card, but is that really enough, guys? You're drawing 3 cards and you're discounting them by 3, so I feel like it's awkward. I don't know. Feels like it's awkward. Happy to hear, Trinity. Thank you for being here, my guy. Yeah, this card sounds weird, dudes. This card sounds weird. I don't think it's gonna be a card we're gonna see much of right now. It's not a great discover card either, because you're not gonna be very happy paying 6 mana to draw 3 cards. It's gonna be an okay thing to get randomly, which I think we do have a card that does that. I think it's actually on Mage. But playing this straight up into your deck, I don't think that's gonna happen all that much, at least not for now. We might see some interesting spell-based only OTK Mage deck at some point, and this card might be a big part of it, because discounting by 3, that's kind of huge. But other than that, right now, I'm not sure we're seeing much of this. Okay, 6 mana 5/5 Puzzle Master Khadgar. Battlecry, equip a 0/6 Wisdom Ball that casts helpful mage spells. Oh, we actually get to see what the helpful mage spells are now. That kind of helps, because it was kind of all over the place what this is supposed to mean. So, yeah, you get to get Polymorph, Arcane Missiles, Mirror Image, Frostbolt, Arcane Intellect, Fireball. Counter Spell, Ice Barrier, Blizzard. And this is the weapon. At the end of your turn, cast a helpful mage spell, lose 1 durability. If it's a helpful mage spell, is it correct for me to assume that the Frostbolt and the Firebolt are going to be going to enemy minions or the opponent's face? I hope it is, because if it ain't, that's not very helpful, is it? Like, feels a little bit weird. Same with the Polymorph. It is only going to be targeting enemy stuff, right? Because it's not going to be the exactly very helpful if it doesn't. So yeah, I'm going to live life thinking it's only going to be targeting enemy stuff. So yeah, should be a good card. It doesn't have any restrictions or anything like that. God knows. Like, this kind of looks like a Highlander card, doesn't it? Definitely feels like it could have made its way into the game as a Highlander alone card. Maybe 5 mana 5/5 in that case, I don't know. But yeah, it should be a strong card for sure. It's kind of random, because you might actually be having a hard time getting Arcane Intellect like that. Might overdraw you and whatnot. Oh, are you serious? Is this thing gonna be casting the spells depending on the situation? Is this thing gonna be like a Zephyrus? If this thing is like a Zephyrus, that's gonna be sick. Like, have you heard about this thing? I mean, it is a wisdom ball, but when is it gonna decide it's time to play a counter spell? I mean, they're all helpful. Would be a little bit OP if it actually does exactly those things. I guess if it doesn't do exactly those things, it's a little bit mediocre, honestly. But yeah, if it works like a Zephyrus and it actually analyzes what you actually need right there, that would be hella strong. I don't know. I guess chat can tell more about this. Maybe somebody in the comments. No flame strike? Sadly, no. But at least you got the blizzard, so that helps. Yeah, it should be hella strong if it actually anticipates what you need and actually targets what is needed to get targeted. And yeah, this is the bullshit card I was afraid of. 8 mana, Yogg in the Box. Casts 5 random spells. If your deck has no minions, the spells cast cost 5 or more. Sadly, this is support enough to be running a bullshit no minions deck. Sadly, this is actually crazy enough to work. Sadly, this all makes sense now. This shit makes sense now, like playing this to get a 5 mana Yogg in the Box. Kind of annoying. Kind of annoying. I really hate cards like this, guys, could you tell? I really think cards like this are a mockery for Hearthstone as an esport, as a competitive game, as anything more than a children's card game. Seriously, cards like this should not exist. Change my mind, guys. At least try to. You can't. Cards like this should be thrown in a dumpster fire and pissed on. Fucking hell, man. Seriously, I hate crap like this. I hated the old Yogg. The new Yogg is still kind of a little bit too random. And God knows the Yogg location should never have been printed the way it was. So yeah, cards like this is just absolute dog shit, honestly. And the last card here is a 10 mana arcane spell, the Galactic Projection Orb. Recast a random spell of each cost you've cast this game, targets enemies if possible. Okay, so this thing actually recasts random spells of the ones you have played. And it also picks randomly one of the cards you've played on each mana total. So it's not completely random. It's not completely random, and now I'm reading 05 says it actually cannot recast itself, which, if it could, that would have been an infinity loop now, wouldn't it? So yeah, definitely should be confirmed it's not supposed to do that. So yeah, recast a random spell of each cost you've cast this game, targets enemies if possible, that helps. Should be again another okay card to be running in a no minion deck, apparently. I don't know, I really hope this thing doesn't become super meta, because I don't know, like it literally is a mockery to Hearthstone esports and Hearthstone as a competitive game. Okay, now we're looking at Pallies. Fancy Packaging. 1 mana, give a minion with Divine Shield +2/+3. That's sexy. 1 mana +2/+3. Very cheap. It's not a holy spell, but still sounds kind of strong. Divine Shields are already quite annoying to deal with, and with a cheap +2/+3 like that, that is a great Pally spell right there, for real, for real. Thank you for the follow, Terror Knight 01. Welcome to the stream. We also have the 3 mana Tigress plushie, which is a super premium card. It's a beast, and it has miniaturize, rush, lifesteal, divine shield, basically everything but the kitchen sink. The sheer value of this card is undeniable. Facts. It has Divine Shield, so we can already see massive synergy with this shit, especially with the mini Tiger plushie. So it's gonna be a very nice card for the Pally class. for any kind of deck, honestly. Like, you could slap this into any kind of pally. Aggro, mid-range, Highlander, you name it, they got it. And yeah, it's just hella good. It's basically a Ziliax, guys. It's basically a Ziliax. Same mana. Aside from not having Taunt, it's basically Ziliax. So, really good stuff. With the auras and whatnot, should be hella fine. We also have a 3 mana 2/3, Trinket Artist. Battle Cry, draw a Divine Shield minion and an aura. That's sick. It's a Battle Cry, you don't discover. So, it's gonna be a random... What am I talking about? Why am I so stupid? We already saw a card like this, the one that actually No, wait a moment. Where's the mustache guy? This guy. Draw a minion that costs 5 or more, give it a funny mustache. You don't draw it, you fucking draw it from your deck. You don't draw it like a fucking painter. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. So yeah, the caricature artist, it actually draws a minion that costs 5 or more. So this way you basically get to fish out a specific minion like that, and drawing it a funny mustache, I guess that's a bonus. What the mustache do? It's just a funny mustache. I think it's just cosmetic. Should be hilarious. But yeah, now that card makes a little bit more sense. How's it going, random? You Serbian dude, you? Yeah, Trinket Artist draws a Divine Shield minion and an aura, sitting at a 3 mana 2/3. That's a lot of card draw. And draws you specific good things. So yeah, this should be hella fine a card. We also have 4 mana 4/4, Cardboard Golem. Battle Cry, increase the duration of auras in your hand, deck, and battlefield by 1. Very, very strong effect right there. Like increasing the aura's effects, both on the active ones, the ones in your hand and your deck. Should be seeing a good amount of play. It's decently statted, nothing to write home about as a 4 mana. But at least it's not something silly like a 3/2. So yeah, this should be another card worth thinking about, including into some mid-range aggro decks. We also have a 4 mana spell, Flash Sale. Summon a 1/2 mech with Divine Shield and Taunt. Give your minions +1/+2. So it basically is summoning an Anoyotron. And it's also buffing your minions on the boards. Not bad, not bad. No, I still haven't reviewed the Priest nonsense. Yeah, I guess this is a cool card. No spell school or anything, but at least it gives you an Anoyotron to help. And the Anoyotron is gonna be basically a 2/4 Divine Shield Taunt. Because it does give +1/+2 as well. So basically 4 mana 2/4 Divine Shield Taunt. Back in my day, that was a card worth including in your deck. And this thing is also buffing everything else on the board, so... Sounds like a good card if you ask me. Should be decent. How low, how low, how low. Hilarious, that's a hello reference. I'm slow on catching references, but when I do, I can't drop them. Okay, we also have a 4 mana weapon. 2/3 Painter's Virtue. Lifesteal after your hero attacks. Gives minions in your hand +1/+1. It also has lifesteal, that's kind of good. So basically that's +3/+3 to the minions in your hands after you're done with the weapon. Kind of good, kind of good. Should be an interesting card to think about indeed. Hand buff pally could be a thing with all of that support we have seen already. Should be a good card. We have the legendary 5 mana 3/7 Toy Captain Tarim. He's a miniaturized card. Here's the little cute captain. Not exactly cute if you ask me, but he's mini in it. And yeah, the Taunt Battle Cry, set a minion's attack and health to this minions. If you buff this thing like into a 6/9, 6/10 more like it, with the weapon we just saw, it's gonna be amazing slapping this on your Silverhand recruit and whatnot. But also for the toy captain, that's gonna be great for you to crap on the opponent's minions. So all around should be an excellent card to include in right about any Pally deck. We also have a 6-mana Wind-Up Enforcer. It's a 3/5 no tribe tradable card. Battle Cry. Summon one copy of this minion. Trade to upgrade. I mean, honestly, even as not trading it at all, this is a 6-mana 6/10. And if you buff this with the help of the weapon at 4 mana, this thing's a 6. By the time you're done with the weapon, this thing is gonna be a 6/8. Summoning a couple of 6/8s like that, not exactly bad, is it? So, yeah, another hand buff Pally potential card. Should be interesting. It's a little bit slow for what it does, but it's still a fat amount of stats for cheap. So it could be crazy enough to get included in some mid-rangey Pally decks. Oh, really? I mean, if that's how it works, that should be even better, yeah. Okay, we have a 7-mana Crafter's Aura. At the end of your turn, summon a random 6-cost minion. It lasts 3 turns, and it could actually last 5 turns if you play a couple of the 4/4s we already saw. So that's kind of cool. From what I've seen from Chaos Creation, 6-mana minions are absolute dog shit. But getting them for free for 3 or 5 turns, how shit could they be, guys? Don't answer that, they can be hella shit. But yeah, it is interesting to think about. It could be giving you some big dudes. I think it's going to be more of a Highlander card. I don't think you're going to run this into a straight up Pally deck that's trying to kill the opponent. Getting random idiots like that, basically 7 mana do nothing if you ask me. So yeah, I think this would be a Highlander card at most, or something you discover here and there and feel okay-ish about. And lastly, we have a 7-mana 4/4 Pipsy Painthoof. Pipsy Painthoof. Death Rattle, summon a random Divine Shield, Rush, and Taunt minion from your deck. Okay, so it's not a copy, you straight up summon those. So, this doesn't have Taunt on itself. It's a Death Rattle, not a Battle Cry. I don't know, like, is this card gonna be good, guys? Am I missing something here? Or is this card a little bit on the weird end? Earth Mother, guide my paintbrush strokes, especially on the eyes. Hilarious. Yeah, I don't know, man. Draw for the weapons. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Feels like a weird one. Perhaps. Yeah, I guess Kangor can do some action with it for sure. But it does feel a little bit weird. I don't know. Maybe it is going to be something on a Kangor deck indeed. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, that's it for the Mage and Pallies. Next up we have Priestical and Roguesicle. Shaman, Warlock, and Warrior. God damn, we have plenty more left to talk about. Let's take a little break again. Yeah, again, guys, I'm urging you to let me know if you guys have some Fury crafting decks lined up already. I will be doing some Fury crafting action tomorrow. So if you guys have some decks, some deck fantasies already pre-built, do let me know. Do share in my Discord. And you guys might get to see them tomorrow played. You guys might get to see them played tomorrow. Okay, guys, let's move down to the Priest cards. Everybody's favorite class and whatnot. Purifying Power. 2 mana, Holy Spell. Silence all friendly minions. Give them +1/+2. Then give them +1/+2. Yeah. For sure. She has assumed the position, get ready to vomit all across the curtains. Even though the whole floor is like a wooden floor, very easy to clean, she somehow always manages to do it on the most wrong places, like on the cloth chair, on the fucking curtains, on the frickin' wall. God damn it, cat. Chill a little. But yeah, 2 mana Purifying Power, silence all friendly minions, then give them +1/+2. It's interesting, but is this really Screaming Priest? I'm not sure it does. It's not like you can stack this either. Like, if you have 2 of these, no reason to play the second one, because it does the same. But yeah, it probably has some sense to it, but surely we're gonna have to see some other support to it from this package alone. We also have a 2 mana Scale Replica. Draw your lowest and highest cost dragon. So is Dragon Priest gonna be a thing again? That thing used to be fun. Dragon Priest was actually my first deck I got Legend with 7 years ago or more. So that should be fun. A bit expensive, but I guess if your highest cost dragon is not that highest cost, it is gonna be a good amount of card draw, and it's also gonna be super consistent with what it draws, depending on how you built your deck, so I can see this card being sick. We also have a 3 mana free Careless Crafter. Death Rattle, get 2 0 cost bandages that restore free health. I remember bandages from WoW, that was fun. Yeah. Fuck you too, random. Yeah, this is kind of cool. Death Rattle, get 2 0 cost bandages that restore free health. So basically 3 mana free that gives you 6 healing when you need it the most. And you could actually use it on your minions as well, so that's kind of fun. Should be an okay card. We also have a 3 mana 2/5. Your hero power costs 0. Okay. So there is going to be a lot of hero power shenanigans with that neutral card that makes your hero power trigger twice and whatnot. There are some shenanigans to be had with the hero powers for Priest, huh? What was the Roz thing? What was that? Warcraft, Starcraft, and now Papercraft. Hilarious. We also have a 4 mana 4/3 Chalk Artist. Battle Cry, draw a minion, transform it into a random legendary 1. Keep its original stats and cost. That feels dumb. This thing draws a minion from your deck, and it transforms it into a random legendary 1, keeping its original stats and cost. It's not even a discover. So that's hella bad, right? Hella bad. Yeah, moving on. 4 mana Fly Off the Shelves. Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Repeat for each dragon you're holding. Okay, more Dragon Priest support. That's interesting. Yeah, but how many times are you gonna get that, Kaz? Not many, I'd assume. Okay, so this is definitely nice Dragon Priest support, but I'm not sure I'm seeing it just yet. I'm not sure I'm seeing much dragon action for it just yet. The neutral cards definitely didn't give anything that amazing in terms of dragons. I don't know. Definitely is a good card if this thing was for Druid or something, but for Priest for now I'm not really seeing it. 5 mana 5/5 Rosler Resealed. Battle Cry, for the rest of the game your hero power refreshes whenever you play a card. So with the help of the Papercraft nonsense and with the double trigger, you basically get to heal back the full kind of deal and heal all your minions easily. That should be interesting. Definitely powerful. I mean, 5 mana 5/5, no restrictions, no nothing. And being able to use your hero power over and over again. Not the Priest one, by the way. The Reno hero power would be the real benefit factor here. So yeah, even though it doesn't have the Highlander restriction slapped to it, you're definitely gonna see this mostly in Highlander Priesticles. I guess Overheal Priest might also have some fantasies about this card, but I think it's mainly gonna be all about that Reno thing. Finally, a dragon, 5 mana 4/6, Battle Cry, Timewinder Zarimi. Battle Cry once per game. If you've summoned 5 other dragons, take an extra turn. Hell, man. That's sick. If you've summoned 5 other dragons, notice it says summoned, not played. So you could cheat out some dragons with spells and whatnot. I'm not sure what spells, but definitely are some I'm not thinking about right now. I like that they have actually limited this to a single time a game. Like, you can't do this even if you discover a second copy of Zarimi or some nonsense like that. And honestly, I feel like they should be adding this disclaimer to the Mage Secret and Wild as well, the Mage quest that is. But yeah, I like that. After 10 years, they have started learning, guys. Maybe they're gonna start adding more can't cost less than 1 mana as well soon. We shall wait, we shall see. But yeah, this should be a sick Dragon Priest support card. It's starting to stitch together. We also have a 6 mana 3/7 Dragon again. Clay Matriarch, miniaturized card. Taunt, Death Rattle, summon a 4/4 Whelp with Elusive. Okay, I mean, this card alone is gonna help you play the legendary easily. Like, 6 mana, this thing is having the Death Rattle that summons a Whelp and the 1/1. So basically, this card alone is summoning 4 of the 5 dragons you need for the 5-drop. So, sounds decent to me. It has Taunt, it's summoning a 4/4 Whelp. Sadly, this thing doesn't have Taunt, but I think it is going to be strong enough as it is. So yeah, excellent card for Dragon Priest. I can see it now. I am seeing it now, guys. I'm a believer. And the last card for Priestical is Repackage. Shuffle all minions into a 2-cost box. Then shuffle it into your opponent's deck. What? Add the resealed minions to your hand. Okay, so it's basically a 7 mana destroy the board and give the opponent a not so amazing 2-drop card they can top deck. Which is basically a value powerhouse, but a bunch of random idiots. You're probably not gonna have that much room to get the random idiots. Sounds like a very, very strong Psychic Stream indeed. Yeah, but better or worse indeed. Could be better, could be worse for sure. It is a strong card, definitely can see it getting played. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna be playing Dragon Priest tomorrow, guys. Dragon Priest sounds like a good thing to be slapping with tomorrow. I'm gonna give it the good old go. So these are the only dragon cards, and we also have the spell. This thing is also drawing. Kinda sucky that this thing is not the most expensive. Like, it would have been OP if this thing was 6 and this was 5 on so many levels. But yeah, these two, and this card, definitely serious Dragon Druid support, Dragon Priest support. I'm gonna give that one a go tomorrow. Yeah, for sure, random. Okay, now we're looking at Rogue. Dig for Treasure. 1 mana, dig for treasure, no spell school. Draw a minion. If it's a pirate, get a coin. Okay, this is serious pirate rogue support. We already saw the 1/2 pirate that's giving +1 attack. And this thing giving you a coin, that's kind of hella sick. I really, really like this card. Should be super powerful, even for wild pirate rogue. I am definitely thinking this card is going to be very, very playable. We also have 2 mana Thistletea set. Discover a spell from another class, get a copy of it. Feels a little bit weird, but it does give you a lot. Like, it is a discover, so you actually get to choose the crap you're going to be getting 2 of. And this also helps you play the free dragon charge a lot easier, so I think this is going to be seeing play in Thief Priest again, Thief Rogue. Should be a good card to include in a deck like that instead of the Kajamite or some crap like that. We also have a 2 mana 2/3 Toy Boat. After you summon a pirate, draw a card. Okay, I mean, this is a super good card, but it's kind of counter synergistic with Dig for Treasure. Still feel a pirate deck will be running both, and occasionally a low roll with the not getting a coin, but having a draw engine like this should be quite good for a pirate rogue. We also have a 3 mana 3/2 pirate, Rush, combo, summon a copy of this. Bargain Bin Buccaneer. Summon a copy of this. Not much in terms of buffs for hand buffs for Rogue, but this being a rush alone, that should be strong enough for this card to be hella good. And it's also gonna be drawing you 2 cards if actually the boat lives. This thing would have been so much stronger as a 1/4 by the way, but I guess 2/3 is fair for it. So yeah, this is also a decent Pirate Rogue card, I'd say. Be on the lookout for Pirate Rogue soon, I think. We also have the Crystal Cove location. The next minion you summon this turn has its stats set to +4, the 4/4. Okay, so this comboed with this, kind of sick. Because it summons a copy, so even though this is giving the next minion 4/4, the copy is also going to be a copy of the 4/4, so that can be hella good. Turn 2 play this, turn 3 a couple of 4/4s, sounds strong as hell to me. I can see it happening in Pirate Rogue for real, for real. And also a bunch of other things, obviously, but yeah. We also have 4 mana 3/3 Sonya, Water Dancer. What are you dancing to? Hilarious. After you play a 1-cost card, get a copy of it that costs 0. That's gonna be a hella strong miracle card, that's for sure. It's kind of a value machine. But are you gonna be playing this in anything other than Miracle Rogue kind of action? I don't know, maybe. Like, play this on turn 6 and you're gonna have a hell of a jolly good time with a bunch of coins and whatnot. Should be a very, very strong card, huh? We also have the 4 mana 3/3 weapon, Water Cannon. After your hero attacks, summon a 1/1 pirate that attacks a random enemy. This could be comboed off with the location again. After you slap, you summon a 4/4 pirate that attacks a random enemy. Next minion you summon, not play. So yeah, it is working with it. Sounds cool, sounds cool. You get to do that 3 times, so that's 9 damage on a stick with 3 damage minimum on another stick. Should be cool. The Water Slider is also a pirate, so if you have the 1/2 on the board, the neutral 1/2, this is going to be a 2/1. Could be even a 3/1 if you have a couple of the 1/2 pirates. So yeah, should be good. Destroy location will be a thing. The card is fucking rotating though, Aurora. That's the dumb part. They buff the fucking thing when it's actually rotating, which is kind of weird. So yeah, location destruction, not much of a thing. Thank you for the follow, Gopaletta. You can open your pre-purchase when the expansion happens, right? They removed the gatherings now? I think they did. Just kind of lame. I mean, if you have infinity mana, I guess Trinity, but you don't. So, I don't know. But yeah, this card should be a good one. We also have a 5 mana 4/3 pirate, Sandbox Scoundrel, miniaturize, Battlecry. Your next card this turn costs 3 less. I mean, the 5 mana is nothing to write home about, but the mini is gonna be pretty decent. Next card this turn costs 3 less, so on turn 5, if you coin this out on 4, or on turn 6, you get basically a discount with the help of this guy. Should be a cool way for you to cheat out stuff. It's also a pirate again. So yeah, I can see this card being nice and good. There's also this 6 mana legendary 5/5 pirate, Shoplifter Goldbeard. After you summon a pirate, summon a copy of it that attacks a random enemy, then dies. Okay, there should be some sick combo in this here, right? There should be a sick combo here I'm missing out on. Like, this guy plus the weapon plus the location and you start summoning some 4/4 idiots like that? On an empty board, that would be sick. What was the other legendary? Which other legendary? Sonya? play. Yeah, and there is some shenanigans to be had there for sure. But time will tell what's that gonna be. Definitely sounds like Pirate Rogue is gonna be a good thing. And lastly for Rogue, we have 8 mana, Everything Must Go. Summon 2 random 4-cost minions. Costs 1 less for each card you've drawn this turn. I didn't see that much card draw for Rogue right now, guys. Is this thing really having enough support to be a card right now? I don't think we've seen enough card draw. Maybe I'm missing something, but for now, I think it still needs a little bit more support. God knows Rogue is going to be drawing a ton at some point, but I'm not sure it has it just yet. 777 card draw? You're not wrong. Maybe it is going to be part of Miracle Rogue still. I'm not sure what exactly. I'm not sure how much Miracle Rogue is losing from the rotation, but yeah, I mean they're losing their location. Draka is getting out of the game, so yeah, I'm not sure Miracle Rogue is gonna be that amazing. Because without the Miracle Core, I'm not sure we're gonna be seeing too much of the draw 7 card. I don't know. It is gonna be a card at some point, but I'm not sure it's gonna be this expansion. Okay, we have Shaman, Warlock, and Warrior left. Let's bang out Shaman real quick, and then we're gonna take a little bit of a resticle. Pop-Up Book. 1 mana, Pop-Up Book, Nature Spell, deal 2 damage, summon 2 0/1 frogs with Taunt. Okay, and it's the normal ass frogs. Very, very nice stall cards. It destroys something probably, or severely damages it early on. And it also gives you a couple of taunty boys, so this should be a very nice control card. It can also go face, so it's a super cheap spell. You could be using this in Nature Shaman, like getting a couple of zeros like that. That's a nice target for your spell Bioluminescence action, but that was from Sunken City, right? So that's coming out. But yeah, all around this should be a good card. Like, it does enough to be warranted to be included. It's gonna be a great discover in most cases. Yeah, I like this card. Should be a good one. Fairy Tale Forest. Another location. Draw a Battlecry minion. It costs 1 less. I did see some Shudderwalk shenanigans, so this should be nice and nasty indeed. It's basically 3 mana, draw 2 cards and discount them by 1. It draws Battlecry minions, so that's super efficient. If you're looking for an exact Battlecry minion, it's going to be pretty easy for you to actually locate those. Get it? Location. So yeah, running 2 of these with a bunch of Battlecry minions in the deck is going to be very, very decent. And yeah, with the new Shudderwalk, there is going to be some shenanigans to be had with this one. We also have 3 mana, Incredible Value. Shadow Spell, discover a 4-cost minion. Set its attack and health to 7. So yeah, 4 mana, 7/7. You are gonna have to spend 7 mana for it basically, because 3 mana here, 4 mana there. Not that amazing. But I don't know. It could still be an okay card. I feel like it's a little bit too fair, you know. Maybe if it was a 2 mana, it would have been what we were looking for. Because turn 2, play this instead of a hero power sounds like a good thing to be doing. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Like even the 4 mana 7/7 only overloaded you for like 2 mana, right? This thing is overloading you for 3 mana basically preemptively. So I'm not sure if it's as playable as the devs are thinking, but I might be wrong, as I occasionally am. We also have a 4 mana fire spell, Baking Soda Volcano. Lifesteal, deal 10 damage, randomly split Among all minions, okay, your minions included if you had some. It's not going face, and it overloads you for only 1 mana. Should be a very strong card. Highlander Shaman is going to be using this for sure. Other than that, it should be a strong card in general for anything control-oriented for Shaman. I can see it happening. It is a good spell. It has the Fire Tribe on it. Should be a good one. We also have a 4 mana 4/4 Elemental, Miniaturized, Battlecry, give your hero +1 attack and Wind Fury this turn. That's kind of sick. That's kind of sick, especially since you can get this discount through the location and whatnot. It's also an Elemental. Should be a good one, man. This Standard Elemental sounds hella good. With the Wind Fury and whatnot, we still have the +3 in Standard, right? That +3 spell should be helping ya. This art hurt me. Cool, cool. We also have Hagatha the Fabled, Battlecry, draw 2 spells that cost 5 or more. Transform them into slimes that cast the spells. You could have written it's a 1-cost slime, I guess. But I don't think they have the room to do it. So yeah, 1 mana, 1/1, Fairy Tale Slime, Battlecry, cast another card. I'm assuming they're gonna be targets chosen randomly, right? This card definitely has a lot of potential, and it's gonna have even more potential once more big spells get released. I guess we're gonna have to look at the new big spells that we have, and also, if you really want to get the gist out of this card, you gotta look at all of the other spells Shaman has been is gonna be having in Standard after the expansion comes out. But yeah, this card should definitely have a big amount of potential. Like Jive Insect is in Standard, that's for sure. That's a 5 or more. So yeah, should be a good card. Let's see some of them big spells now. Once Upon a Time is a 6 mana nature spell. Summon a random 3-cost beast, dragon, elemental, and murloc. Well, that's not a bad spell for sure. So there's something to look forward to out of those slimes. Sounds decent indeed. We also have Shutter Block, 6 mana 5/5, Miniaturized, Battlecry. Your next Battlecry triggers 3 times, but can't damage the enemy hero. I like that they thought about that, because, yeah, with triple Battlecry to the face, that can be problematic indeed. And it's nice that they actually said that it cannot damage the enemy hero, because if they just said it can't target the hero, you can still AoE damage it with some of those cards. So that's something to think about. Yeah, Shutter Block plus the slimes indeed can do some stuff. And also, this thing can cost 5 mana, and we also have, get a mini Shutter Block. So very, very sick potential here. We also have this 7 mana Shining Sentinel, a 3/7 elemental, taunt, elusive, battlecry, summon a copy of this. Well, I mean, 7 mana 6/14 taunt elusive back in my day sounded like a pretty premium card. This thing also has elemental tribe on it, so it could be good support for elemental shaman. Especially if you got its stats doubled up, like suddenly it becomes 12/28. Fucking hell, man, that'd be sick. But yeah, I think we should be seeing some elemental shaman action. Here we have another big spell that the slimes can be turning into. 7 mana, Wish Upon a Star. Give +2/+3 to all minions in your hand, deck, and battlefield. Well, fuck me sideways and call me Sally. If this thing gets triple battle cries through a slime, that's gonna be sick as fuck, boy. Sick as fuck, dude. Are we gonna have some OTK nonsense with the 4 mana charge chicken now? I guess that's a little bit too much of wishful thinking for that exact thing to happen, but you are gonna be able to discover this 7 mana. Draw 2... I mean, not discover, but if you're running only a few big spells like that, that's gonna be sick as hell, dude. So yeah, this card should be nice for Hagatha for sure. And yeah, I feel like we will be having some jolly good show with that one. With the help of the Battle Cry location, with the help of the Shutter Block, with the help of Hagatha. Quite a few things to happen for that to work out, but I guess it's not going to be the only win condition for the deck. It's just going to be a happy coincidence here and there that is going to turn out to be nice and good. Okay, Warlock. Starting off with Endgame. 2 mana Shadow spell. Resurrect your last demon that died. That can be hella strong if we have some hella strong demons. I wonder if there's going to be a good Demon Warlock out there. We're going to have to wait and see what the rest of the cards look like, but this is definitely sounding like a good support card for something along those lines. Could be a Highlander card, could be a big Demon Warlock deck card, but we will have to wait and see if something like that actually is going to exist. 3 mana Cursed Campaign. Give a friendly minion Death Rattle. Summon 2 copies of this minion that are dormant for 2 turns. What? Give a friendly minion Death Rattle. Summon 2 copies of this minion that are dormant for 2 turns. Sounds a wee bit slow on a wee bit expensive cards. Not sure, guys. Is this thing gonna be good? I'm leaning towards not so good. I'm leaning towards mediocrity at best. Thank you for the follow, Sode. 90-day actually. Finance? What? But yeah, this one looks like a weird one. I'm not sure it's gonna be that good. Dormant for 2 turns. Anybody got time for that? We also have a 3 mana 5/6 Battle Cry. Attack your hero. Just great. Just perfect. Fell in with the wrong toys. Well, it's a big chunky boy. Maybe it's gonna see some play in some aggro warlock action, but taking 5 damage to get this on turn 3. I don't know. Like if you're an aggro warlock, you kind of don't give a shit about taking damage because you're trying to kill the opponent on turn 5, turn 6. Should be a strong card. It's basically like a Flame Imp on steroids, like 1 mana 3/2 that deals 3 damage. This is a 3 mana 5/6 that deals 5 damage, so technically it's actually a better Flame Imp. It's also a demon. Could be interesting, and you get to actually summon it, resurrect your last demon that died. So I guess it can be a part of an aggro demon hunter, aggro warlock, demon warlock. It's not that bad. It's not the worst battle cry in the world. We also have a 3 mana 3/3 Sketch Artist. Battle Cry, draw a shadow spell, get a temporary copy of it. Is there any good cheap shadow spells right now? This is a shadow spell, but I wouldn't say it's good. I don't know. So far, this one looks weird. Maybe it's gonna be good and wild because we have 0 mana Resurrect 2. But in standard, did that thing get back to core or something? Did it? Can anybody in chat remind me that the 0 mana resurrect to get 2 minions back in your hands for 3 damage? Is that thing back? Because if that's the case, this might be seeing some play, but if it ain't, it's kind of weird. We also have 4 mana 4/3 Tabletop Role Player. Miniaturize Battle Cry. Give a friendly demon +2 attack and immune this turn. That's kind of strong. Kind of weak sauce on the stats, but you should consider this as a 4 mana 6/3. 2 of which goes to phase, basically, because if you already have a friendly demon on the board, that's going to be sick, especially with the immune. And getting this as a 1-mana 1/1 with the same effect, that's also kind of huge, so should be a decent card if the demon Warlock deck emerges, and I kind of feel it will. There's also 5-mana 3/6 Game Master Nemzi, a legendary Warlock card. Battlecry, draw a demon. Death Rattle, swap places with it. So it's basically a 5-mana 3/6 that also draws you a card and also becomes a big fat demon. Hopefully big and fat. Usually big and fat, like you could swap with the 5/6 we already saw. There are some other demons we're going to be seeing as well. I think one. Yeah, there's also one more demon. 8-mana 4/4. What is that about? But yeah, you should be able to fit into a demon Warlock deck as well. There's a silly Wheel of Death. Destroy your deck in 5 turns, destroy the enemy hero. I'm not sure how smart this card's gonna be. It's definitely gonna be hilarious when you cast this randomly. I really hope this thing gets cast for the Mage bullshitters over and over again to the point where they stop playing random bullshit decks like that. But yeah, Wheel of Death is yet another silly card, which I don't think we're gonna get to see real play of. And it's pretty shitty that this is actually a legendary card too. Like, imagine opening this pile of garbage as a free-to-play player, basically 400 dust. Sounds kind of sucky, I feel. At least for now, I don't think there's any reasonable way to play this and actually feel good about it straight up in your deck. Here's the other demon I was talking about. 8-mana 4/4 demon. Taunt, Death Rattle, summon 2 4/6 knights with Taunt. Damn, boy. That's kind of big. Wretched Queen. And it summons Ignoble Knight. Is that the opposite of noble? Ignoble. Hilarious. So yeah, this is not a bad demon for Nemzi to swap with. Kind of big, actually. It's not going to be a part of the big demon Warlock decks. I'm not the big, but the aggro demon Warlocks I was talking about, but could be definitely good in something Highlander with Nemzi, I guess. We also have a 9-mana Crane game. Summon copies of 2 demons in your deck. Well, obviously this is going to be another big demon Warlock cards. Art is kind of creepy, yo. Art is kind of low-key scaring me. But yeah. Summoning a couple of 8-mana Wretched Queens like that. Kind of decent. Not super amazing, and you're also not allowed to run cheap demons if you want to get the most out of this card, but it could be something. And lastly, there's the 10-mana Table Flip Shadow Spell. Deal 3 damage to all enemy minions. Costs 1 less for each other card in your hand. So basically, if you have a full hand, this thing costs 1 mana. If you've played the 11 cards, idiot, it could cost 0 mana as well. So it's kind of big. It's basically like a better Flame Strike that doesn't damage you and the enemy, I guess. Should be a very, very good card. Highlander Warlocks usually do tend to have a very big hand. And I mean, with a hero power like that, Warlock should always be able to have a very good table flip opportunity in it. That's it for Warlock, and now moving down to Warrior. Let me actually scroll down to Warrior. Last class. Should hit all enemies. It's only enemy minions, not the face, I guess, so yeah. But yeah, moving down to Warrior, we're starting off with Quality Assurance, 2-mana spell, draw 2 Taunt minions. It's kind of good because you're drawing from your deck, you're thinning it out. If there are super good Taunt minions you really want to be having, this is going to be a premium card for real. But, sounds okay. Might be absolutely great if we're really looking for great Taunt minions, and we do have some new legendaries with Taunt and whatnot, so I think it's actually going to be better than good. I think it's going to be a great card for Warrior. We also have the 2-mana safety goggles. Gain 6 armor. Cost 0 if you don't have any armor. So 0 mana gain 6 armor can be hella good. Like, do this instead of hero powering on turn 2, I guess, is... I mean, you don't even need to do it on turn 2. It's just gonna be a 0 mana on turn 1. Should be great in most cases. Should be a good Odin card. All around good stuff, I'd say. We also have 3 mana Wreck 'em and Deck 'em. Choose a friendly mech, summon a copy of it that attacks a random enemy, then dies. It's a 3 mana no tribe spell. And if you slap this on a Death Rattle minion, that's gonna be hella good. It attacks a random enemy, then dies, so it's not necessarily gonna go face. It's a little bit unreliable, but still should be a decent thing to be doing. It's also loading up the new legendary and whatnot. So there is potential for this card to be decent. We also have a 4 mana 3/2 Boom Wrench weapon, miniaturize as well. Death Rattle, trigger the Death Rattle of a random friendly mech. I still haven't seen any amazing Death Rattle mechs, but surely that's about to change real soon. So this thing, sitting at 4 mana, has 2 swings. And it's a Death Rattle to trigger the random friendly mech kind of deal. So I guess you can equip this on turn 3 or 4, and on the next turn you can get to play a Death Rattle mech on the board and actually reap what you have sown. Kind of good. Should be decent. It's all coming down to what Death Rattles are we going to have access to, and soon you're going to see. Not here, but there are a few next. So yeah, we have a 4 mana 3/3 Lab Patron. The first time you gain armor each turn, summon another Lab Patron. Not exactly super amazing. It's a 3 mana 3/3 do nothing. But I mean, it's a 4 mana 3/3 do nothing. I guess comboed off with the safety goggles, you can summon this instantly as soon as turn 3 to get a 6/6. That's decent. But it is gonna require some setting up to do so. I don't know. Should be fine. Real 6 song in it. 5 mana Chemical Spill. It's an epic no tribe, no spell school spell. Summon the highest cost minion from your hand, then deal 5 damage to it. That sounds not exactly amazing, but it could be great for some Death Rattle minions. Sitting at 5 mana, it's still gonna allow you to actually survive with some of your bigger minions. And it's gonna be summoning exactly the highest cost minion from your hand, so that kind of helps. You're gonna know what you're gonna be summoning in most cases, unless you have 2 of that cost. Should be a good card in cases. In certain cases, you're definitely not gonna be running at an Odin Warrior or anything, but some Death Rattle minions getting pulled like that can definitely be hella helpful. Okay, here's a Death Rattle Boombot, Fireworker actually. 5 mana 5/5 mech, summon 2 1/1 Boombots, warning bots may explode. So this is not a bad card to be triggering the Death Rattle through the help of the weapon we looked at. And it's also not a bad mech to be getting randomly from the other legendary we're about to see real soon. So all around it's a decent card. We don't have too much in terms of Magnetize nowadays. So mechs are not all that cracked up as they used to be. But yeah, this should be an excellent Death Rattle mech to be running in your arsenal. We also have the Testing Dummy. Taunt Death Rattle, deal 8 damage randomly split amongst all enemies. This is another excellent Death Rattle card to be triggering with the weapon. Like dealing 8 damage to face included is hella good, and you also get an extra copy of it through the help of Inventor Boom. So yeah, all around this guy is another excellent card to be including in a potential mech warrior. And yeah, the main reason is Inventor Boom is gonna be hella fine like that. Resurrects 2 friendly mechs that cost 5 or more, and we already saw a couple of good ones. They immediately attack random enemies, and they don't even die at the end of the turn, so that's hella good. Like getting this idiot as a taunt like that, getting this guy, and let's not forget This is warrior cards we're talking about, so Bran is gonna be in the mix. You are gonna have to be Highlander for that to work, but I can see that happening, honestly. Highlander Mech Warrior might definitely be a thing. That's also another thing I might try tomorrow. I don't know, perhaps. And yeah, with the new Ziliacs included, we should be seeing some hella good stuff. Okay, Bot Face. 9 mana, 3/9 mech. Taunt. After this takes damage, get 2 random minis. We saw quite a few good minis out there. Quite a few. This is a potential card to be pulling through the 5 mana chemical spell. This thing is gonna survive like 5 mana free 4, get a couple of minis like that. And it is gonna take another batch of damage afterwards, most probably, unless it gets efficiently destroyed with something like Asphyxiate, Obliterate, or that kind of effect. It's also a taunt, so you can efficiently draw it with the 2 mana spell we just saw. All around, I think there's something to be happening with this one. We should be seeing some action through this thing. And if we're thinking about Highlander Mech Warrior with Bran, you will be able to double Battlecry through the minis as well, so should be an excellent card. Alrighty guys, well that's it for all the mini sets. Not the mini set, that's it for all the Whizbang new expansion. Pretty good stuff. Don't forget, I will be a part of the Fury Crafting stream tomorrow. So if you guys want to check me out, see what we're doing, have a chance to win some of them big ass giveaways, couple of mega bundles. I still have one more regular bundle to give away. So yeah, be on the lookout for both of those. And yeah, do let me know what your favorite Fury Crafting deck is, so we can actually play some interesting stuff tomorrow on stream. Sheesh, that was a lot of talking. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Hope this helped you figure out what you want to be playing when the new expansion happens. And yeah, drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. And do let me know what decks you are excited to be playing once the expansion happens. Thanks for watching. I'm Kris 05, and I'll see you in my next video or stream.